Climbing is the first sport, like the first outdoor sport that I would consider I participated in. Maybe backpacking, and obviously camping growing up. But climbing is, you know, it's different than I feel like a lot of other sports.
You bring small stuff. What do you bring for small?
Yeah. So greens, I think I'm just gonna do a double rack of everything.
I don't know. I mean, it's fucking beautiful. I love cracks. Just the fact that you can go from a knuckle jam to like a hand jam in the same route, it just blows me away. And that you can lock off and hold yourself like this is sweet. Kind of masochistic a bit, but I kind of like see the point, like when you get a pain, you know you're doing it right, and that it's like, it feels good to like lock off on it and do a move into another one. It just feels really good.
Climbing's always been, and in no way a priority or a secondary thing. It's neither of those. It's always just been a natural thing for me to do that allows me to stay healthy both physically and mentally. Yoga was before climbing, and now they work together. And like you said, blue sky is clarity, you know? Like, we come out here, we work together, we figure out what's going on, we talk to each other, we express to each other, and we climb together. We get back into society every off day or even after a trip and come back stronger and wiser.
That's powerful.
Right. No, say God bless you because you breathe in the devil and you spell it.
That's also the one thing you'll notice. This track, you don't need a whole lot of chalk.
You know, you talked about creativity earlier. I think that crack climbing is potentially one of the most creative forms of climbing. You really only have, you know, this crack and maybe a couple holds, footholds on the surface to climb. And I think that's what's so majestic is, you know, everybody has different bodies and everybody's going to, you know, to send the route in their own sort of new beta way.
Hard sections in it, you know?
Nice. When you hit, make sure you finger size.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Have to fight through.
No matter your finger size or hand size, you will hit the bad size for you all the time.
Yeah. My understanding of creativity, you know, when you look at, let's just focus on like the climbing, for example, you can say, hey, it takes this gear, it takes these moves to do it, it's at this grade. You know, you kind of put rules or like, you make it very, it's saying like there's like a logical flow. But if you wanted to approach it creatively, you can say this is your climb, like you can approach it the way you want, place the gear, the parts that you want to be, that are enjoyable or that are tough for you. Like all of that's kind of up to you and like and the toolbox kind of expands there, you know, like when you want to be creative to tackle that. So I think that can apply to a lot of the things in life where it's like there can be a specific path or an expectation or, you know, a certain like logical flow to things. But when you say like, let's approach this creatively, like that expands beyond that path. What you can do, the toolboxes are different for everyone, the experiences are obviously different, you know, and what you learn along the way, like what you deem creative, like that, all that's completely opened up, and that's a good way to learn from a lot of other people too.
That's something that's not like every climb is this way type thing.
Just kind of the body control and the pure focus where your mind's pretty fucking blank when you're really high up and you're just thinking about staying on the rock and how to get up a little bit further to that next jug or next piece. It's, I don't know, there's nothing quite like it.
Yeah, and then I think the creativity, I think, is just like watching the same people climb the same climb but climb it differently. I think that's the part I like the most as far as a creative aspect. It's kind of just interesting to see how everyone gets up the same amount. But
The routes and like your sharing and your how you struggle up them, and people are helping you while you're on them, but you just get the sense that it's a little bit different for everybody.
That's one of the things that climbing has taught me, is how to, step back and just focus on the next task. Get that next piece of gear in, get past this, ring lock that is extremely painful, pull to get just to the next step. And if I need to take then, I'll take then. And I'll address it at that time. And that's the same in life, right? Like if I need to just get through, a difficult problem, and then I need to sit down and, have a difficult conversation.
I think it's just more so once I start doing something and I just keep my head to it, get in the flow state almost, that the creativity just like kind of flows through me, and that it just comes out in a natural way, and that's how I think it should be.
Yeah, it's about staying calm, trusting other people around you, and just staying focused, and just, say, you know what, like you look at the long term, you look at the end of the tunnel and say, okay, it's gonna be fine, just stay focused. Tying it back to climbing, I think it's the same thing going up a route. It can be real scary on lead, it can be scary in certain situations where you say, like, you're already up here, you gotta like trust yourself, trust who's on belay, like trust the system, and just keep pushing forward. You have to have that confidence and that faith to some extent, right?
So out here, I find clarity, but silence. All that noise from the city, work tomorrow, work yesterday, what do I have to do? Here, you know what you have to do. As soon as you touch that crack, as soon as you wake up in the morning, it's quiet, you touch the crack, you're focused, it's clear and concise what we're doing. Like you're out here and you're just living and breathing, and taking it slow and pushing hard at the same time.
I take a couple breaths and I just think to myself, it's just a 10-second interval, like a inconvenience almost in the broader span of like the time. Like it's just a tiny little speck, so I just think about it and then it goes away, kind of thing.
Whenever it gets tough, I remember my favorite moments in life. Usually that's enough.
Yeah, nice, dude.
And then I got friends.
Yeah.
In climbing world.
Sick, dude. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
Sweet.
All right. That's good.
Yeah, that's perfect. You did great. You did great.
You should come out here. It's fucking awesome. Sweet, get in the cracks, get training, do it up.
I can't think of a great quote, other than, just to like, instead of like memorizing quotes, just like live your quotes. Like let your quote be your life. Let your quote be your actions. Because your actions are going to show more of your virtues than you coming in, swooping in, and saying, "I have a quote for you. Let me give you this one good quote."
Yeah.
So that's my quote.
That's great.
Let your actions be your quote.
Ryan Leggett.
Ryan Leggett. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
For sure, dude.
Cool, man.
Yeah, this was awesome.
See you on the rocks.
Yeah, for sure. Send hard.
Yeah.